For couples that started their relationship with infidelity, how would you feel if your boyfriend/girlfriend cheats on you? My best friend at work met a guy at work who was married. My friend wasn't married, but had a few casual guys she saw. They pretty much immediately started hooking up. His wife found out, so they split, and he moved in with my friend. My friend found out he was married when the wife found out he was cheating. In a show of horrible judgment, she let him move in. 3 to 4 months later, he was caught fingering the college intern in the sick room. My friend dumped him. I got to say, "Told you so" again, when he knocked up another girl he'd met on Tinder. She was due to give birth 4 months after my friend broke it off with him. So he got her pregnant before he even left his wife and moved in with my friend. Total mess. I was in a long-term relationship when a co-worker and I started to grow fond of each other. I guess you could say it was an emotional affair. We were young kids, 21, and I decided to leave my GF for her. I was always a loyal person, but I could picture marrying this person. After dating for a while, I ended up marrying this person. She started having an emotional affair on me about 6 months ago, and now it seems like karma is a bitch. Not sure if we will make it. Tried getting her back, but she's mentally gone. I've been through the ringer, and I'm losing all feeling for her. Obligatory, not the first to instigate infidelity. My ex had cheated from the beginning of our over a decade relationship, of which I was unaware of. According to him, it was just different, but it didn't mean he didn't love me, or care for me, or whatever. So I decided to experience being the cheater for myself to see if it really doesn't mean anything, and I was over exaggerating. I realized then that the only reason I was able to enjoy myself was because I knew the relationship was over, because I didn't give a fuck about my ex. When I told my ex that I had cheated, he had this flabbergasted expression and was pained by the admission. I laughed in his face. It was an involuntary reaction on my part, but he really couldn't believe that I had done what he had been doing to me for years. I'm loyal AF, so maybe that's why he thought I wouldn't cheat. But loyalty in my book is reciprocal, especially after taking vows. I would be surprised. However, I was the cheating party, and he was the other man. I was young and stupid, and in a pretty shitty, toxic relationship that I really should have just left way earlier, affair or not. Other man felt a lot of guilt about what was going on, and we kept trying to end it, but we were pretty in love, so it carried on warily, until I finally left the shitty guy, to be with him properly. Now, because our relationship is healthy and happy, and I'm with a good match for me, I have absolutely no desire to be with anyone else. There is no thrill to the thought of anyone else. The first and only time I cheated, it had been foolish escapism from a bad situation. Not trying to make an excuse. What I did was still wrong and painful for everyone involved, and I should not have done it. But the motivation was different than just some intrinsic, hardwired need to fuck around. Prob gonna be seriously judged for this, but since you've asked, I'll ask honestly. My now husband was in a long-term relationship when I met him. Started as a drunk hookup. Didn't know he was with someone originally, but then, when I did find out, it only stopped for a while. Not my proudest moment. He told me he loved me pretty early on, but I wasn't interested in anything serious. I mean, come on, the man is a dick who cheats on his girlfriend. However, very long story short, over many years, I told him if he wanted to date properly he would need to be single, and he ended his relationship. We started dating 7 years ago, married, got a daughter. I have never suspected him of cheating. When he was with his ex, they were together for 8 years, never lived together, and he repeatedly cheated on her, and even told her about it. There never seemed any consequence to his cheating. When we first started dating, I was open about that, and said if you ever cheat we are done. And I mean it, married/kids and all. Cheat once and he loses a life. So I would feel like shit. I would have no right to be a dick about it. You can argue all you want, I guess it's karma, and honestly, I still wouldn't regret anything. He didn't have the balls to leave a relationship that he wasn't happy in until the ultimatum was given. But yeah, what we did wasn't cool in the slightest, and I was aware going into our relationship that if he ever becomes unhappy or falls out of love etc., he prob won't talk to me about it. He will just move on. It's a total risk. I dated this guy who was really abusive, and I didn't know how to leave him. He lived in my house and I couldn't get him out. Tried, but he wouldn't leave. I met my current boyfriend when I was trying to break it off with the abuser. We didn't actively do anything, but I know in my brain that I emotionally cheated on my abuser. He told me very blatantly that he liked me a lot and he would be willing to wait until I broke it off with my then boyfriend. I fell completely in love with him. We texted constantly, flirted and hung out a few times. We never did anything that would officially cross that line, though. One morning I woke up and my abuser was being extra shitty. I lost it and started screaming at him to get the hell out. He refused, so I packed up all his shit while he tried to unpack it. He finally left, in my sister's car by the way. Took us a week or two to get it back, and then I called my now boyfriend. We made it official that night. I know I emotionally cheated on my abuser, and that was shitty of me. I have to remember sometimes that I'm no better than him. But me and my current boyf have been together for about a year and I love him with my whole heart. I would be absolutely devastated if he did to me what I did to my ex. Such an interesting question. I wonder this too. When I was a freshman in college, I met and started dating this dude in the army. Our relationship was incredibly rocky due to his infidelity issues, but with a distance between us, it was easy for him to gaslight me about the cheating, and was difficult for me to prove my suspicions 100%. Anyway, a few years in I found out via social media that he started a relationship with an underage girl near his base while we were still together. I ended things immediately. Beyond the cheating, the fact that he involved a minor skeeved me out so badly. She found out he was still carrying on things with me and was quite upset, but being the charming sociopath he was, he managed to smooth things over with her. I found out through the grapevine he proposed before she even graduated high school. This was at the end of 2015. I went completely no contact, so who knows if they are even still together, especially with divorce rates when it comes to shotgun military couples. But I always wondered how on earth this girl managed to reconcile marrying a dude who started off their relationship cheating. Not only that, she moved across the country for him when he was stationed overseas. Absolute madness in my opinion. Made getting over the whole debacle a whole lot easier though. I wouldn't forgive him. Lol. Background. I was married to an emotionally abusive man. I won't list everything he did, but as a simple example, he'd scream at me when I begged him to tell me I love you more than twice a week, because that was our agreement. It's also easier to say how long he was faithful for than how long he cheated, which was exactly 1 month out of the 5 years we were together. I was in deep denial. The final straw was when he accidentally called me on Skype while arranging to have sex with another woman while he was deployed in South Korea, specifically about their need to find protection as soon as possible. I had gotten married to him at 16, in complete denial that he was a horrible scum. But to hear what was happening years later, I couldn't deny it anymore. And so I met a guy, just as a friend, who treated me like a princess, while my own husband treated me like crap. It was an emotional affair at first, but meeting this guy gave me the courage to see what was happening to me, and I embraced him as my boyfriend, while yes, still married to my ex. Eventually my ex begged me to try. He never found out about the affair, but had suspected something was up with how I was acting. He confessed all his infidelity of the 5 years, and I asked my friend to never speak to me again, because I wanted to be fair and try with my husband. We tried for a month, and then he left me the day after our anniversary for another woman. I got in contact with the guy I cheated with about a month or two later. We've been together for 7 years, and married for almost a year and a half. Well, this isn't exactly a new relationship I'm in. Now that started with cheating, but I got back into a relationship with a girl I cheated on, and have been with her for 6 months. I was 16 and immature, but there is no excuse for my actions. I regret everything that happened with it. I talked with the girl I cheated on, and apologized with true sincerity, and did everything I possibly could to make it up to her. It took days to fix everything, and weeks to months, to truly make her feel better, but she has forgiven me, and I thank God every day for her. Knowing my immaturity won't ever get the best of me, I know I will never cheat ever again. I'm very loyal, and for me to cheat was such a surprise to me. I was extremely stressed at that one point in time, and I guess I didn't know my emotions and chose the wrong way to fixing things. Me and her are very happy together now. I still have regrets of the cheating, and if she does leave me, it would hurt me immensely due to my depression and lack of friends or family and struggle to find happiness, but I know I deserve it for everything I did. Me and her are planning our future together, and we did things for Valentine's Day for each other, and we are so much happier. I'm so happy she forgave me for my mistakes when I couldn't forgive myself. She is truly a God-given blessing. I will never ever put her through that pain ever again. I love her with all my heart.